All right, guys. First I thought you guys were going to go like Cancer. Cancer got all pentacles in this. I thought, oh my God, is Leo going to get all cups? But no, you didn't. So what is going on? Do you have a lot of options? Do you not know? Is this too good to be true? Is this real? Is this fantasy? Is this illusion? You know, that's what the Seven of Cups is saying you're doing. I think Cancer got the Seven of Pentacles, and I was telling them that the sevens for me are, they're very kind of rationalizing, analyzing kind of energy. I don't mean it in the swords kind of way. I think each in their own way, right? So the cups is, what is your heart calling you to? Which dream is worth pursuing? You have two cards here that talk about the same thing. Let me just talk about the Knight of Cups for a moment because it will relate to this. So the Knight of Cups is at the heart of your reading, right? And this is what the focus is on, what everything revolves around, what we're going for, trying to achieve. But the Knight of Cups, he's the dreamer. You know, he's the romantic in the tarot. And I always feel he's been coming up a lot, and I kind of feel like he's there to remind us to get back in this energy, to be the dreamer. Because you guys have had some serious shit going on, let's be honest. You have Judgment coming up then, the bloody Ten of Swords coming up in the present. So, you know, it's not like this is a picnic. I don't feel like this is telling you, Leo, be realistic. I think you guys have had more than a healthy dose of realistic coming up. So, you know, you have to look at what cards are coming up around it. I don't think the Knight of Cups is saying that you're being a dreamer. I don't think that, you know, I mean, this could be someone offering you their cup for sure. Yes. And you've gone through so much shit and you're like, but I don't know if this person's got the goods to back up what they're offering me. So the Knight of Cups could be that. But the thing with the Knight of Cups, I'll tell you his energy, and then you can apply it to your own situation however you want. But he offers love or friendship, but he's always focused on his cup. Always. He doesn't even hold the reins of the horse. The horse just kind of goes along as it's going, because he's always about, that's his only goal. How do I want to feel? The love, you know, the friendship, the emotion. I want to feel this way. He focuses on that, whatever the emotional realm is, you know, the cup represents. But he doesn't always think about the steps that are going to take him from where he is, excuse me, to achieving that emotional goal. That's why he can be seen as the dreamer. You know, he has the best of intentions. He dreams up some romantic, beautiful things. He can say all the right things. But his horse, usually, we don't see it here because it's a bit of a close-up. But have a look in other decks. You'll see the horses kind of walking around in the water, doing whatever. Because he's not actually leading the horse to where it needs to go. He's focused on the cup, always on the cup, on how he feels. Now, that's not always a bad thing, like I said. For me, this is like, do you remember when you're like 16 or 17 years old and everything's always true love and anything seems possible? And, you know, everything is just amazing. That's what the Knight of Cups reminds us, because I think we become too jaded and too cynical the older we get. Well, we go through some crap, and you guys have been through some crap, like I said. But I do feel like with these two cards coming up, I'm so sorry I keep clearing my throat. But with the Seven of Cups coming up here, it's saying it doesn't have to be that kind of a fantasy. What's your dream? Which dream is worth pursuing for you? So there's almost a sense here of Leo being afraid to kind of dream. Like and it's not like fear. I'm so sorry, Leo. What the hell's going on here? It's almost as if you've dreamt before, everything got wiped out, and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to go again, because look what happened last time. So we have Judgment coming up as the past energy, and this is brutal. Dark night of the soul. This is what nightmares are made of, Judgment. And I know, you know, when we talk about it, we say it's transformation, it's change, it's second chances. It's the phoenix rising up from the ashes. Of course it is. But that bloody phoenix had to get burned to a crisp. I didn't enjoy getting burned. And that's what this shows. Judgment is brutal. For that kind of transformation to take place, we have to be, I don't want to say beaten, because, you know, but brought down to our knees by our situation, where we will do anything to change. It's like, just change this, please. I can't take anymore. Even these people, you know, it's the dead rising up from their graves. They had to die. Now they're all happy. Yeah, they've got an amazing new life coming up. But they had to lose their old life. They had to go through that death of the old. And that's what this is. Death of the old. How does that happen? We look back. We look back over everything. You know, we review it. We have to just think, okay, well, yeah, I got this. And, you know, sometimes this can happen because people come back from the past, or situations come back from the past, or we relive things. Even if it's just in our heads, we relive them. But we have to let them go. This is about release. a judgment call, drawing a line under it once and for all, so we can have that new life, so we can turn and face our futures without fear, right? And I think what you guys had to face because of this is some betrayal. There's been some betrayal, or you went through this and dark night of the soul, all of this, and rock bottom. That's where a lot of you are at the moment. This is in the present. 10 of Swords is rock bottom. Like, you've had to hear some shit from people. You know, this is overkill. You would never have expected it. And it is overkill. The 10 of Swords is always overkill. You don't need 10 swords to kill a person. You need one. There's somebody who's making sure the job's done. But what is the 10 of Swords? It's rock bottom. The worst has already happened. And I think that's this, whatever this was in the past. This could be last week, last month, last year. But wherever you are right now, it's almost if you still feel that. You've been at rock bottom. But there is a new day dawning in the background. We always see that. The sun's rising. A new day is dawning. And I know the person looks dead, but it's about pulling those 10 swords out and getting up and going. Like, the only way's up now. You know, it's so cliche to say, but when you're at rock bottom, what else can you do? You are at rock bottom. That's what this is. And it's kind of, it kind of feels like you're at rock bottom, and then there's this kind of glimmer of hope. And of course, can you imagine if you've just gone through this and somehow you manage to survive it? It's the tarot, guys, bear with me. But you know, rebirth and death is all one thing in the tarot. This has happened to you, and someone came along with this kind of fantasy 7 cups, kind of, he rides in on his white horse offering his cup. Yeah, you're going to think, what the hell's going on here? Is this for real? Of course you're going to think that, right? That's what it kind of feels like this week is. But you're trying to figure out, is this for real? How do I feel about this? You're kind of shell-shocked. Now, where it leads is we have the Page of Pentacles. So if it's the advice I kind of feel is look at the details. Don't get caught up too much. Usually I say, look at how you feel, right? Look at how you feel. And yeah, look at what your dreams are, your heart's telling you, but then look at the details of what's being offered to you, because underneath the Knight of Cups is the Page of Pentacles. Some of you might be dealing with water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Or a younger earth sign. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But the signs don't own the cards, right? So we have the Knight of Cups here. And this is, look at the details, ask the questions. This is, yeah, words are great, you know, all the flowery emotions, poetry, brilliant, fabulous. Give me the details. That's the Page of Pentacles. He looks at the details. He makes sure everything is on the up and up. And it can be something that starts off small. And, you know, that might be the way to go, it's saying. Baby steps. Take baby steps. It could be an offer that comes in, but does it offer you stability or security? Because trust me, that's what you bloody need after all this. Now, this may be, because the general reading, right? So the messages could be for the other person. It doesn't have to be for you. In which case, if you're offering this to someone, you're thinking, hang on a second. How the hell do they think I'm too good to be true? Like, you know, what's going on here? That it's because they've just gone through this. That's why. That's what's going on. So take it slow, take it easy as the Page of Pentacles. But make sure there is some movement. There is some kind of offer. There is something small. Like, go for coffee or something if you're trying to meet someone. And I know I'm trying to make it about relationships, but it's just, when something hits us this hard as this, it's usually relationships. You know, friends, family, lovers, they're the ones that know us. They're the ones that can cut us to the core, right? But it doesn't have to be. Some people are so into their jobs. In which case, God, if this happened to you at work, I'm surprised someone's not suing someone, like, you know, because it's bad. It's bad, whatever happened. I'm not advising you to sue, by the way, because I don't know the situation, but you know, it's that, it just feels, it's awful. I can't imagine something awful must have happened to cut someone to the core like this at work. And then why would you think it's too good to be true and be all kind of, you know, emotional and stuff about it in a positive kind of way? So I don't think this is a work reading. I think it's to do with some kind of relationship. But yeah, that could be with a work colleague. Maybe they did it to you, right? But someone that you're emotionally invested in. Or now they're coming back with some kind of emotional investment. You're like, well, hang on a second. Look at what the hell I've just been through. But look at the advice, guys. It's the card that flew out for you guys. It's the Four of Pentacles. All he has left are these 4 pentacles. You know, and if we imagine if it's the same person who got stabbed by, and swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and, you know, how we communicate them. And this could be that someone that we trusted betrayed us, deceived us. This is the worst thing that could have happens to us. You bet after someone's gone through that they're going to hold on to what's valuable to them. So this is not a bad card, you know. I don't actually believe there are any bad cards, but of course you're going to know. It's good to know what's of value to you. You've gone through Dark Night of the Soul. You bet you know where you're vulnerable and what is valuable to you and what your safe space is and what your comfort zone looks like. But this card's telling you, if you stay here, if you stay holding on to this, you won't lose it. You'll keep it. No one's going to take it from you. You're good. But there will be no change. You will not move from this. This guy, it's a risk. Yes, admittedly, the card says it's a risk. But he has to go and invest the pentacles. He has to go and spend the pentacles. He has to do something with them to get more. Or he won't get more. And that's where the Page of Pentacles comes in. It's saying start small, guys. Start small. If someone's coming in like this, it's like, get off your horse. Let's just go for a coffee. Do you see what I mean? Or this could be the person that did this to you. I'm not really getting that. I don't really think it's the same person. I think something happened and it might have been a process that you've been going through. And you're at rock bottom, kind of building yourself up. For some of you, it might be that, you know, someone's trying to offer you a relationship and you're more interested in work at this time, earning money. It can be that too. Then it's the choice, I think, between like the Knight of Cups, that, yeah, it'd be nice, that would make me happy, but what will make me happy? Well, I think doing this would. But whatever you decide, right, don't forget the Seven of Cups is here. Whichever cup you pick, whatever your dream is, please don't do it from a place of, well, that's the safest option. Because that's what the person would do in this Miser card. That's what he would do. You've gone through too much, guys, to do that. You've gone through too much to play it safe at this point, right? No, there's 3. Leo, you guys always do this, I swear. Even fire signs on Instagram, I think it's you guys. They always get extra cards, and I believe it's Leo energy. It's all right. We'll let you. All right, so let's see. We've got 3. They've flipped up, so I had to. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. But, you know, be asked to be real and true. This isn't. Remember, pentacles are practical, tangible representations of stability. If you're holding on to that, that's not how you feel though, right? And that's how you feel afraid. But then that's telling you to break out of that. Act as if your partner is here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Now, it may be that, you know, whatever the decision you're going through, it is just for yourselves. You know, that because you're the one that went through this. So you're trying to make something for yourself. But there could be someone else coming in for you. You might already have a partner. And then it's telling you, you know, what they are part of this too, right? And then here, receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. Well, we have something being offered to you. We have 2 things being offered to you, actually. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this card. Poised. What this says is you're ready for anything now. You've gone through too much. You know, you're ready to go. When the opportunity comes in, you're going to take it. You're going to take it. And I think it will come in, guys, you know. If for those of you that you've got this kind of a wonderful kind of flowery, sounds too good to be true offer coming in, and you want to wait because, you know, of this, getting hurt or getting betrayed or whatever, there is this. This is a stable. This could lead to something big. It starts off small. So, you know, if you're trying to figure out which one it is, that's the one that leads to long-term stability and security. The Page of Pentacles. But it appears small. This guy, let's be honest, they're opposites of each other. This guy comes in with all the kind of fanfare and like, you know, I will love you to the moon and back. And then he's penniless. And how are you going to do that? And you're still living in your parents' basement and stuff. You know, it's that kind of energy. What are you going to do with that? Whereas this guy might have nothing, but he has a plan, right? He's like, well, let's go out for coffee. We'll date and then we'll do this and we can do this together. So that's this. That's for romantic readings. I'm just giving an example. Or if it's for work, you know, someone could say, it's my startup. I'll show you how the energies can play out. This person could come in, just had my startup. You're going to get 65%. Oh, well, 65, that's too much. But, you know, 45% of the company. You can own an equity and blah, blah, blah. And all. It makes it sound great, but the company's not worth shit. So why the hell, you're not going to get anything out of that. And you might give up a great job to go do that. Whereas this guy, he might say, all right, I've got a job in my company. I'll offer it to you, but you're going to have to start at this. So it's a few thousand less than what you're earning now, but it's stable. It's got a pension plan. It's got et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, they tell you after a year, we'll raise your salary. It's in your contract. You get, I don't know, 30 days holiday a year and stuff. So this doesn't look so great when you start, but it builds. this looks amazing, and it usually turns into nothing. So if we're looking at just the energies, they can just be energies, right? But whatever offer comes in, you're ready for it. You're ready. So I think you've gone, the worst thing you can do, you'll make anything work. Leo, you'll make anything work. Anyone that goes through judgment, they're ready. They are ready. Anyone who's pulled 10 swords out of their back to say, bring it, I'm going again. You're ready for whatever comes your way. And I think you're ready for this. You're ready for some stability now. But the only thing that can block you or hold you back is this. I also want to say this. Be wary, anyone, if someone asks you for money, just be careful when the Four of Pentacles come. I don't usually say that. It is the Miser card. But it's when the Knight of Cups is coming up. If someone's asking you for money, no. Don't. Please don't. And that might have been what got you in trouble before, right? With all this kind of stuff. That someone took a large sum of money from you. You're ready for opportunities, guys. But, the only thing holding you back is the comfort zone. Poised is you are ready. You might not feel ready, but you are ready for whatever comes your way. Right, Leo, let's see what we have. It says, Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Yeah, that's a problem Leo does have. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Holding on to this too tightly, right? Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. That's that receive with love and appreciation. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe you. You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. We all love you so much. And you know what? Yeah, this is a similar message. I think is going to be a theme. This whole thing of everyone's kind of feeling vulnerable, right? I'll try to talk about it in the outro. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'll try to talk about it in the outro. But we have to help each other. There's plenty of people pointing fingers at the moment. But, I've seen it myself on my social media, the people that interact with me. There's so much love as well. There's so many people that are ready to help each other, support each other, just wishing each other good luck and stuff when anyone posts some good news, not just pointing fingers at each other. So yeah, you guys are ready. I understand you've gone through some shit. It's time to move forward. You're ready to act, Leo. Just remember that you are ready. You just have to kind of tell yourself that.